A couple extra small things, but very important, valuable in a rig that you want to consider adding um, um, will help you with animation. And one of them is creating a character set and subsets for your character. So, say for example, let me just turn off my everything except for my curves, and I'm going to create now a character set. So I'm going to select all of the curves. Of course, all the curves that I have available there are curves that are going to be receiving keyframes. And I select them all. And I'm going under the rigging menu set, under control, I create a character set. I'm going to open it up. I have a Sylvia character set. I have already done it before, so here it is. That's the name for it. Sylvia character set. And I'm going to tell it to use include all keyable. You can just go and select from whatever channels you want the character set to be keyable or not. So you can exclude, rotate, and translate everything. I'm going to say in this case just all keyable because all my controllers have specific things that are keyable on the channel box. So I'm going to create a character set, and that allows me to have my character. You can see here now there is a character set showing up there. What is the advantage of having a character set? So I can work with the character with no character set, which is works the way we know already. So you have to go manually and animate each little thing one by one, keyframing everything. But you could have a partial use of the character set. Let's say if I click on the character set, I make it active. Now, let's say if I put a keyframe on this controller here, I just press S to create a keyframe, and I go to frame 10, and I just animate it a little bit, and I put another keyframe. You see that any other part of the character that I touch both have keyframes. So that makes it a bit easier in certain cases, not always, when you are animating, when you're blocking. So that there's also, let me just go back here. I'm gonna delete those keyframes.
Control, and I say create a character subset. You need to have a character set created in order to create a subset. And of course you have to be inside of the character set in order to create it. So that I had already blended before. FK arm set. So I'm going to say all keyable. I'm going to create a subset there, and that then you can see it under here. There is a character set and a character subset. So if you go and put the character subset, and then you go and animate only um, the arm, right? Of course, you show everything. You'll see the arm moving there. Um, you see that those components receive keyframes. If you click on anything else, they show having keyframe. But if you turn off the character set, you say none, uh, you'll see now that the only objects that receive keyframe were those of the subset, and the rest of the character did not receive any keyframes. So it could be a functional tool in order to organize and do animation. Sometimes you need to, you say, you know what, I don't want to be putting keyframes on every single finger or on every single part of the body, so you can create sets and subsets. And this of course goes with the character. So if you reference your character in animation in another file, the set and the subset will come with it. You see here, for example, you have the character set. You can edit or remove things from those on their character set.
let's see, you can add or you can remove assets, or you can combine character sets if you have different sets created for your different character. So there is a lot of cool stuff with it, but you can see them here, all of the parts that are part of the character set now. You decide how you want to do them. You can have the FK or the IKs, or something may not be part of the character set. The second thing I want to show you added to this is that you can make, let me just turn off geometry one more time to make it a bit easier. And you can make things to be considered controllers. So let's say, for example, if I click on those curves again, you have those there. I'm going to just add this ones just to have example here. So I have those. I can say under control tag as controller, and they just now disappeared because I had them turned off here. So you can now, they can become controllers. They don't work by themselves. If you turn off the curves, they will disappear. All of them disappear because they are still curves, but now they are considered controllers in case you want to turn off controllers so that you have curves visible on your character for whatever reason. There are some curves that are not controllers. For example, this one is not a controller per se. And if you did wire deformers and all those will be just simple wires. So that might give you a little extra way of visualizing and organizing things. I think that's it for now. I hope that helps you also with your rig and your future animations.